Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to do the race assignments that I normally assign when we do the reviews at the end of each section. I'm already in Google Slides here, but when you open your assignment from Google Classroom, make sure you tap that little square with the arrow on the right hand corner and then it'll bring you here. Okay, so the first page gives the instructions. Second page has this whole section is for question number 1. That's why it has number 1 there. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Because if you look at the review, at the end of the section, it is 6 questions. I recommend you use your actual textbook to do this work. It's a little bit difficult to be going back and forth between the template and your digital textbook here. Okay, so here are the questions that we're going to do. The first one says name 4 characteristics of living things. What you're going to do is go back to number 1, tap that plus button, add a text box, and then drag the text box to that first little section. So the R in race is to restate. So you're going to restate your question into a statement or a sentence starter for your answer. So you can say, number 1, the question is name 4 characteristics of living things. You can restate it and say, the 4 characteristics of living things are, and then that would be the beginning sentence for your answer. So the A, sorry if you can hear my dog crying, he wants to go to the other room. The A is the answer for the question. So you would find the answer, and for this question in particular, the answer is on page 810. Okay, so these are the 4 characteristics of living things. How do I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Yep. So you would type organization, the ability to grow, and the ability to respond to the environment, and the ability to reproduce, and the ability to reproduce. Okay, I accidentally made that capital right there. That should not be a capital, so let's fix that. The ability, and organization should not be capital because the beginning of the paragraph is above. It's not letting me fix it. Okay, so this is the beginning of this sentence, so that's why organization should not be capital, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Cite, if you go back to the first slide, you're going to cite where you got your evidence from. So we got where you got your answer from. So we got our answer on page 10, on the top of page 10. So you can say, and you can use some of these sentence starters here. So like on paragraph or on page, in paragraph, the text stated. So let's go back there, add the text box. You're gonna say on paragraph, or let's just say on the first paragraph. On the first paragraph, on page 10 of our science textbook. It states the four characteristics. Okay. You might want to specify, you could always specify exactly what textbook, because if an outside reader is reading this, they won't know what science textbook you're talking about. So you could actually say the name of the textbook, McDougall Little, or whatever the name of the book is. For E, explain your answer and use evidence from text that supports your answer. You may use one sentence starter below. So add a text box, and you basically would just explain your answer. You can use examples from the paragraph to explain each one of those. What does it mean? What does it mean that living things are organized? What does it mean that living things have the ability to develop and grow? We went over this in class, so you could just explain those in detail, or continue reading and pull up some explanations from the paragraph. And that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always do this on paper, so it gets a little tricky to type on here. So you have to do these 4 steps for each question, okay? You get a point for each one. So this R is worth 1, this A is worth 1, this C is worth 1, and that's 1. So that's 4 here, 4 here, 4, 4, and then the last 4, 4. So this is worth 24 points total. Anything you're missing, you lose points. Let me know if you have any questions.